This is Burt Bacharach for Thomas, and this is Living Room Request. This is Matt Redman.
Patricia Hammond there. Thanks so
caller.
much, Thomas.
A chair is not a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home when there's no one there to hold you tight, and no one there you can kiss good night. A room is still a room, even when there's nothing there but gloom. But a room is not a house, and a house is not a home when the two of us are far apart, and one of us has a broken heart. Now and then I call your name, and suddenly your face appears, but it's just a crazy game. When it ends in tears. Darling, have a heart. Don't let one mistake keep us apart. I'm not meant to live alone. Turn this house into a home. When I climb the stair and turn the key, oh, please be there, still in love with me. A chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home when there's no one there to hold you tight, and no one there you can kiss goodnight. A room is still a room, even when there's nothing there but gloom. But a room is not a house, and a house is not a home when the two of us are far apart, and one of us has a broken heart. Darling, have a heart. Don't let one mistake keep us apart. I'm not meant to live alone. Turn this house into a home. When I climb the stair and turn the key, oh, please be there, still in love with me. Thank you there, Thomas. It's another back. We didn't have Bacharach for hundreds, and then suddenly,
Literally
like
hundreds
buses,
and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
like buses before Mayor Ken made them good, way back. Then suddenly loads of them would come. Yeah. So what made you play that instrument?
Well,
for
I
this
thought
one?
we would play a little bossa nova because some people would describe some of the feel of some of the original recordings of Burt Bacharach's music as a pop bossa nova.
So you're bringing it back to Burt.
But I was bringing it back to
Sort of
kind of
Carpenter's
some
feel.
of the influences to their music as well. And earlier today, Patricia and I were wondering what some of the influences to Burt Bacharach's music was as well.
Where did he come out of?
It's not a direct lineage from Cole Porter and Irving Berlin, if you're talking about the American Popular Songbook, but certainly I think you can hear some of the composers.
I was speculating early. Irving Berlin would probably call him a lounge lizard.
I don't think Irving Berlin was probably into it. It's probably documented precisely what he thought, but you can certainly hear some of the composers from the 1940s and 50s musicals in some of his musicals and songs. And it was a pleasure to do that one because, again, like Patricia said, this is so many Bacharach songs, and we haven't actually been asked to do many. And I think that the ones that have the long notes like that and quite a large range, because there's quite a lot with a large range, they are actually more suitable for the stronger pop voice or the trained classical voice, I think.
I'm a trained classical voice. Talking about training, this is very momentous news and very important and very interesting. Is that, you know, he plays a lot of different instruments, and people are always like, oh, how do you do this and how do you do that on a banjo, on a ukulele, on a double bass, on an acoustic bass, on an electric bass? Well, you can ask those questions personally, because Matthew Redman here is going to start lessons online for anything that you want him to do. There's going to be a link. It's going to be your
Simply
website.
matt-redman.co.uk/lessons. It will be linked in all of these videos in future.
And in a pinned comment.
I'm going to tell you something else.
He's going to tell you something else.
I'll tell you something else. In a minute. But yeah, in summary, if you've seen some of these videos, seen any videos on my own channel, which is linked, or for anybody who's seen me play in real life and asked me as well, that will be the same place for them. But obviously, predominantly, I'm a guitarist. I also play the bass, a mandolin, banjo,
and music theory, jazz or classical music theory.
But
composition,
whatever you've seen me do that you think that I could teach you, or want to ask questions about and learn by doing or whatever, we can obviously use Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, any of the usual ways that people have.
You could be anywhere in the world. You could be in the South Pole, the North Pole.
Doesn't matter. Patricia and I played music on the internet live, for well over a year with this technology. It's always really, really high quality to transmit and understand and be able to communicate. So you'd have to pay for these lessons, of course, but that'll be on the website very easily.
Bargain.
It's paying in currency. So we're giving that a go.
He's really good, actually. He's taught me a lot.
I believe that I do whilst I'm not a virtuoso in number of notes played per second and things that people like to do to showy-offy things on the instruments, I like, the musical side. And perhaps if you're interested in getting a bit into, how music sort of works, how I manipulate it and how to do certain things on instruments, then let's try that.
There we go. Go for it. Make a query. At least go there and share with other people. Say, look, there's this guy, and I'm going to send you a link. And the guy I was telling you about. Well, you can learn from him.
It's true.
And it's you're very open-minded with styles too. It could be
Let's see what people want. Let's see what people
classical,
what people want to learn.
Jazz.
If they think I can teach them,
ragtime,
they will be asking. Now, Patricia Hammond sells many clothes on the internet of vintage nature. They're currently linked, and you will have seen below the eBay, but she'll also be putting her VINTED. And this lovely model
this is a collar. I'm dressed as a secretary circa 1926. This is a detachable collar which buttons snaps at the back, and it is vintage, and it has converted this rather boring dress, but very practical dress, into something different, and I'm going to sell it. Because...
If you would like to buy any of the clothes that Patricia's worn, not any of the clothes, some of the clothes that Patricia's worn in these videos, or other right, I'm going to start again. If you're interested in the types of things that Patricia sometimes wears, check out her eBay that's linked in the description. And you're my
size.
And you might want to buy
or a bit smaller than me, actually, to be honest. That's why I'm selling it.
Also, anyway. Patricia's book is linked in the description that we talked about before.
Makes a good Christmas present. She wrote the songs about women songwriters. And anyway,
sadly, it's come to the point that YouTube's become quite aggressive with blocking ads. So, with blocking ads and with then including non-skippable ads. So if you'd like to watch our videos without ads, going to put them on the Patreon. Thank you for everyone who's already a Patreon.
$3 a month.
Just $3 a month.
It's
and that's linked
cheap.
in the description. I mean, I would do it if I enjoy all this talking, frankly.
Ah, God.
But of course, if you'd like to make a request like Thomas, who's hosted this video, go to Living Room, go to patriciahammond.com/requests, or that's linked in the description too. Let's leave it there.
Yes.
Thanks so much. See you later.
I'm just on along for the ride, you know.